I sing a song of the saints of God, patient and brave and true, who toiled and fought and lived and died for the Lord they loved and knew. And one was a doctor, and one was a queen, and one was a shepherdess on the green. They were all of them saints of God, and I mean, God help me to be one too.
Hello and welcome to Tea Time Theology. I'm your host for this episode, Taylor Wilkie, and today we are talking with Reverend Spencer Reece, Vicar of St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Wickford, Rhode Island. Welcome, Spencer.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The topic for this season is Bumper Sticker Bible, where we talk to clergy about commonly seen religious sayings that appear on the backs of cars that you see while you're stuck in traffic.
Right.
Their meaning, how they relate to Scripture, and generally how they make you feel when you read them while stuck in traffic.
Right.
Father Reece has chosen the topic, God is coming, and boy is she pissed. Now, before we jump into the topic, I learned just now from you, Spencer, that you are relatively new to the diocese.
Yeah, brand new.
So let's start with where you come from.
Where I come from.
Yeah. Who is Father Reece?
Oh, Lord. Before this, I was in Jackson Heights, Queens. I was in a bilingual parish, Spanish and English, and I had been called there to reopen a parish because the priest had died of COVID-19. The ground zero for COVID-19 when the pandemic started was Jackson Heights, and so about 300 to 400 people died in like a 10-day period, and one of them was the priest of the parish. They closed the church, and then 7 months later they asked me to reopen it, but largely because I speak Spanish. Which is because before that, I was in Madrid, Spain for almost 10 years. And then before that in Honduras, in Central America, in a all-girl orphanage, Nuestras Pequeñas Rosas, in San Pedro Sula, Honduras, where I was for about a year and a half. Is the piano music bad?
No, we...
Is that okay?
No, the diocese pays for the rights to all the music that they're playing, so we won't get struck. We won't get any strikes.
Okay, because they're practicing while we're doing this.
Even if the microphones are picking them up, I'm not sure if they are.
Okay.
But a little bit of music on the side doesn't
No,
really...
it's great. I love the choir here, and the music director is so talented, so it soothes me to hear it. Those are all the priest's jobs I had before this, and then before that, I guess we're going backwards.
We're doing a Quentin Tarantino on your life.
Yeah, that's right. Is that his movies go backwards?
I think that's a joke that people tell about his movies. I'm not sure if that's true.
Oh, does Pulp Fiction go
Pulp
backwards?
Fiction goes backwards.
It does go backwards.
It does.
Okay, so it's a Pulp Fiction on my life. So after that, before that, I was at Brooks Brothers. I was in sales and management in the Florida markets.
Oh, I love Brooks Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm a little too wide for Brooks Brothers, though.
What is your waist?
42.
Well, that should work.
Well, I usually go into the stores and they don't have my size, and then I got to order it out, and then I'm like, forget it. Anyway.
Yeah. What's your jacket, like 46? You're 46 here?
I think it was 52.
Oh.
Last time when I got married. I got married like last 2 years ago, and that's when I found out my jacket size.
Yeah, 52 that's as wide as it goes. Yeah.
Anyway, so you worked at Brooks Brothers.
I did for a long time. And then before that, I was, I guess, getting educated. That was before then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Rhode Island.
Thank you.
What brings you here? Was there just an open position at the church and you applied and got it, or?
Yeah, it was kind of a fluke, but it was also the Bishop of Rhode Island had met me at a fundraiser in Narragansett for a pilgrim center that we're making in the north of Spain.
Okay.
In at the end of the Camino de Santiago, and that was in Narragansett. And he knew me. I met him there originally when I was still living in Madrid.
Okay. Wow.
I know.
That's quite a resume.
I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're very happy to have you here.
I'm very happy to be had.
Although, this is... I mean, I know you worked in Queens for a while, but I mean, Rhode Island is much colder than, I guess, Madrid, Spain.
Yeah, well, it actually gets very cold in Madrid in the winter. Yeah, colder than you would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and I grew up also in Minnesota, so
that's serious snow country.
It really is. I mean, my whole childhood was in Minneapolis, so I know what cold is like. Nice. So this is nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing for us too. It's that dastardly climate change that will hopefully never put Wickford underwater, but this is one of those towns where everyone's worried about it.
Yeah. It's a delightful town.
It is. It's very cute.
Yeah.
My wife actually, she used to sing the Messiah sing at the Baptist Street Church across the street every year. They didn't do it this year, but...
Handel's Messiah.
Yeah, that's a thing that happens across the street.
We're doing it here next Christmas with a group from Brown. They're super talented.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, look forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's... not that I couldn't talk with you like this all day, but we are here to talk about something specific, and that is... God is coming, and boy, is she pissed. Yeah. In my research for this topic, one of the first questions I came to in my head from this quote is, why do you think it is that we gender God in general?
I don't know. I don't have any answers for you. I'm a priest with questions and not answers. And I selected that...
That's not good news for me.
No? Well... I selected... That's the only religious bumper sticker I can ever think of. And I saw it in Minneapolis, so that bumper sticker was like, I don't know, what, 30, 40 years old? Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess, what made you... Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Why... how does this bumper sticker make you feel when you see it?
Makes me laugh. It makes me...
And why is that?
Because it's hilarious that... I mean, all of really a religious life is turning everything upside down. Usually, I think, if you're following God's will, it's not what you think. You asked me how I got this job, and I don't know, everything is quite unexpected, or has been in my career as a priest, including becoming a priest. So I did not grow up in a religious household, really. Yeah. My father was a WASP, an actual WASP, and my mom was from Lithuanian immigrants, and so I grew up with a lot of many Jewish people that had gone through World War II, and grew up around them while I was attending an Episcopal prep school in Minneapolis, and then went to the Northeast for college and graduate school, and studied literature, and then kept being drawn to religion and religious people, and I think I'm unconventional. Maybe that's why the bumper sticker appeals to me. But I'm drawn to convention. Like, I do love the Episcopal Church. I do love the conventions because I'm unconventional. So the conventions kind of, I think they balance me out, and I respect them and I like them. And, in the patristic period when they were putting together the Nicene Creed, and I think it was Gregory of Nazianzus, if I have that correct, maybe that's wrong, but they were all, the biggest discussions were over the Holy Spirit and gender, and the Holy Spirit had no gender.
Yeah.
And this was so problematic for people, which is kind of curious. And we're living right now in a time with a lot of young people that are questioning gender and their pronouns and all the rest. So it's it's an interesting time. And I think that, God is larger than the words, and God is God is love. So love doesn't really come in a gender. I mean, we are gendered, and the love of my father was different than the love of my mother. I was lucky to have all those things. So, and the bumper sticker makes me laugh. So it's good to laugh in the religious business, I think.
It definitely is. I've always found that as soon as you start taking yourself too seriously is when things start to get weird.
Yeah.
And that goes for individually and for organizations in general.
Yeah.
Because once you start thinking things like, I know what's right and what's wrong, and this is what it is, and you start really pushing that onto people, that's when, I guess, hate really begins.
Yeah. That's not good.
No, it's not.
I think I also like that bumper sticker because I'm of the time frame and period upon entering seminary when a lot of women were drawn into the priesthood, whereas before it had been mainly male, not mainly, male dominated. And I kind of came out of a patriarchal culture in a lot of ways. Although for me, my priesthood was informed by teenage girls that were abandoned and abused in the murder capital of the world in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. And they were really my first theologians. And I knew nothing about girls and menstruation and bra sizes. And I didn't even speak Spanish when I arrived there. So I was just totally out of place. And so God did come to me, and God came to me in the form of the female. There's 72 girls that were abandoned and they were abused. And in a country that we tend not to pay attention to. And it gave me everything for my priesthood. So I owe a lot, on top of the fact that I had a mom who gave birth to me, that who taught me to speak, gave me language. And I'm also a published writer as well as a priest. That was before the priest stuff. So I think in my older age, I've become more appreciative of women and what they have given to me. When I was young, I was pretty oblivious to just about everything.
I mean, weren't we all?
I don't know. I can only tell you about myself. It's been a long, slow process of illumination.
I've always felt that the older I get, the less I know.
Yeah, I think somebody famous said that. Terrence, I think, it's a famous thing, but it's true. It's famous for a reason.
Yeah, it's like, when I was in my early 20s, I had all the solutions to
How
all
old
the
are
world's
you?
problems. How old do you think I am?
You're young. You're very young.
I think I'm in my mid-30s now.
Well, that's a good time.
Right. So far, so good. The mid-30s have been pretty okay to me. I just turned 34 last year.
That's your life is beginning.
Yeah. So I just
Taylor.
hit my mid-30s.
Your life is just opening up,
Yeah.
and that's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was. I would say that the 20s were definitely the funnest part of my life. My early 30s was absolutely terrible because I find that, and I'm noticing it on my friends also who are just starting to turn 30 also, that like once you turn 30, you start re-examining your entire life up to that moment, and you realize that, or at least for me, I realized I don't even know who I actually am when I turned 30.
Yeah.
From 30 to now has been me trying to figure out who is Taylor Wilkie as a human being that is his own person, not the person his parents raised, not the person that the schools that he went to or didn't go to created, or the jobs that I had before. It's who am I gonna be going into my adult life, and so far I'm doing pretty okay.
Yeah, you looks pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, that's a quick sidebar, I guess, into more about Taylor Wilkie as a person that I'm sure the listeners don't want to hear about. But
why not?
But it's that's what we're all here for, just to chat and have.
I realized something recently. I had like a misstep, minor, but it was the point of great illumination. And the illumination was that everybody is of equal value. Everybody's life.
Absolutely. And that's something that I think
you, me, men, women. I don't know. Anyway, so.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Well, I would have said it before, but I didn't really fully understand it until, I don't know, it was a nice illumination. I felt happy and freer. I think as an eldest child, kind of driven, competitive, I felt, even if I wasn't saying it, that what I was doing was maybe a little more important than other people. And I don't think that's right. I think I had that wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very focused on certain things and very kind of like driven.
Yeah.
Driven. And I guess that's okay, but to have passion about things and wanting to do things, get them done right, especially with writing. But it didn't mean that because I was writing a book of poems that my life was really more important than the tailor in the back at Brooks Brothers. We were of equal value, and I just kind of got that upon arriving in Rhode Island, which is good. I mean, I got it at a deeper level.
There's I completely agree. There is you mentioned tailors, not me Taylor, but like the tradesman Taylor.
That's right.
There is, I feel as though, I guess I'm really getting on my soapbox for this episode, but there's been for most of my life, I feel like people have been looking down on trades, and I'm not sure why. I have my theories, but nothing I'm willing to say on a recorded line. But
you mean trades like electricians,
tailors, blacksmiths, carpenters, draftsmen,
plumbers.
Yeah. And I feel like for some reason our society has looked down on those trades for a long time, and so much so that we are now running out of them. We're running out of welders, plumbers, electricians. People aren't picking up these skills that society really needs to function because somebody somewhere said, you shouldn't learn a trade, you should go to college and be an educated person and work in an office. And
it's not made for everybody, really.
Exactly. But sometimes I feel as though schools kind of pushed those thoughts onto kids rather than...
Well, in my prep school, for sure, I mean, it was a hothouse for getting into a good school, and that was something my mom really wanted for me. I mean, in my case, it was okay, because I thrived in some of that, not all of it. But yeah, that famous hymn, it's a British hymn, and one was a na 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 na, and the and one, it's like talks about all the different kinds of people in the world. Like one was a plumber, and one was and they're all saints. It says the song, and it's always makes me happy.
Nice. Okay. Well, not to make us take a sharp left turn back to topic.
Where are we going?
But
you want more on gender?
Well, kind of, I guess. You said earlier in the conversation that you saw God through the girls who you met.
That's true.
And does that mean that do you, as a personal viewpoint, do you see God as a woman?
No, I mean, God is like a energy, like a force, like that's how I guess if you put another O in it, it's good. And it's all the positive, wonderful love that's in the world. I guess that's how, that poem by George Herbert, he sort of classifies, who's our famous Anglican poet and priest, sees God as love. Also not gendered in that poem. Love bade me welcome, yet my soul drew back, guilty of dust and sin. But quick-eyed love, observing me grow slack, from my first entrance in, drew nearer to me, sweetly questioning if I lacked anything. A guest, I answered, worthy to be here. Love said, you shall be he. I, the unkind, the ungrateful. Ah, my dear, then I cannot look on thee. Love took my hand and smiling did reply, who made the eyes but I? Truth, Lord, but I have marred them. Let my shame go where it doth deserve. And know you not, says love, who bore the blame, ah, my dear, then I will serve. You must sit down, says love, and taste my meat. So I did sit and eat. That's a poem from the 17th century from George Herbert, who only lived to be 40 years old. And I think he probably saw God the same way that I'm talking about it. I mean, it's just, it's bigger than we can articulate. Somehow a church or a sermon or the feeling is trying to contain the unknowable. You can't really do it, but you know what the Brits say, that a priest's life is what do they say? It's very funny. A vicar's life is 6 days. Oh God, I just quoted that. 6 days. What is it? I forgot it. 6 days unknowable, and 1 day. I forgot.
No worries. No worries. Someone will, I'm sure.
I got the poem. It's amazing. I remember that.
I was very impressed.
I can't remember that. But anyway, the idea that a vicar's life is just dealing with all the unknowability of life.
Now, so you're saying that, I mean, I'm not saying you're saying, but even though we do gender God in general, you're saying you're of the idea that God is a non-gendered entity. It's energy. God is warmth. God is love. God are these intangible things that we feel but can never actually hold.
It totally is. In a 12-step group 36 years ago in England, in a basement of a Quaker meeting house, I remember everybody holding hands, and there was a woman whose husband had died by suicide. Her name was Pat, and at that time in those meetings, people were still smoking, so you couldn't even see people across the room. There was so much smoke in the room. But anyway, in her British accent, she said, can you feel it? Can you feel the energy as we were holding hands in that room? And that's God. That's what it is.
Nice. So another part of this bumper sticker this bumper sticker says, God is coming and she is pissed. Why do you think God is upset?
Well, in that bumper sticker, it's because everybody's been calling God a man, and God actually turns out to be a woman. That's what's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't think God is actually upset with us in general?
I don't know.
Well, that's what we're here to talk about.
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I think of God as like that poem, like it's love. I'm not too... I mean, the good news of the New Testament is that the judgment is going away. You know, that's what the difference is, right?
Yeah. Okay.
From the Old Testament, don't you think? The difference, what's the difference for you between the Old Testament and the New Testament? Not to put you on the spot, Taylor.
Well, I think the main character of the New Testament is just genuinely cooler.
But what does it basically say?
I don't know. What does it say?
Well, what do you... I mean, you're going to church at St. Luke's, and why do you go there?
I go to St. Luke's because I enjoy the general vibe of St. Luke's. Father Tim is a great rector. And
why is he great?
He has a kindness about him, a kindness that I hadn't seen in a clergyman in a long time.
That's important.
And
the kindness, why is kindness so important?
Well...
And how would you define kindness?
There's a lot to unpack here. And I think I mentioned it in my last episode also, and I mentioned it in every episode, it seems. I was born and raised Roman Catholic. And the general vibe I got from that organization was unless you agree, you can't come. Not that I'm saying every Roman Catholic Church is like that, but that's the general vibe I got from the leadership.
More like didactic or dogmatic. Well, right. That's why people like the Episcopal Church, because you don't have to leave your brain at the door.
Exactly, and that's something I really liked about when I discovered St. Luke's and I went in for the first time, and there was a woman on the altar saying the mass, and there was a rainbow flag in the rafters, and everyone was very kind and welcoming and wanted to know my name and where you're from and how'd you find yourself here, and that's what I really like about the Episcopal Church. It's every church service, every Episcopal service I've been to at some point someone has said all are welcome at God's table. And that is huge for me, or that was huge for me to hear after living in or being brought up in a faith that didn't necessarily accept everyone as they were, and that's something I always kind of bumped up against, was if God is great and God does everything for a reason and everybody exists because of God's will, why is there a whole group of people? Why are there whole groups of people that this group is excluding from that? And that was always the question that I came up against.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost faith for a while, and then I met a girl, and she was a singer, and she sang at different churches through our early relationship, and eventually she got a job singing at St. Luke's, and now we are parishioners of St. Luke's. We got married there 2 years ago.
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I feel like you're interviewing me. And that's fine. This is just a conversation. So you're a poet.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get into writing poetry?
I was in AP English class in my prep school, and I had a great teacher. And I just, the lights went on in the room, and I just couldn't get enough of it.
When did you write your book, and what's the name of it?
I wasn't published until I was 40.
Oh.
So, yeah, a little bit older than you, Taylor.
That's fine.
And
I'm not published at all.
I, about the time I was your age, or even a little younger, I had this desire to get a book published. And then over the next 15 years, until I was 40, I was sending the book out and getting rejected from first book competitions, which is how books of poetry are normally published in the United States. And then when I was 40, after 300 times of getting rejected, I won. So that was that was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a third book. I've had one every 10 years. I'm going to be 60, and the third one will come out in the spring of 2024 with Random House FSG.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've had a whole writing life. I've been very fortunate.
That's really great. And what are the names of your books, if people want to look them up?
With the Clerks, you just type in my name and it'll all pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There's a film, too, that we made in Honduras that we're going to show at the library here on April 29th. The director's flying in from California.
Okay.
James Franco, a Hollywood actor, was the executive producer for that film, and it won prizes, and it's all about the girls in Honduras and that writing poetry, and that was wonderful. Yeah. That's on Amazon Prime. You can see it now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm not sure when this drops, but hopefully we don't miss the... We'll see if we can drop this early in Lent, and maybe we'll bump you up the order so that...
Oh, that would be great, because Brad's coming. It's a really unique opportunity to meet him. The person that did the editing worked for Woody Allen. I mean, it's a first-class thing. An hour and 18 minutes about Honduras and girls and poetry and a little bit of me thrown in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned your work in you've mentioned your work in Honduras a few times.
I'm mentioning it a lot because just before we did this podcast, I when I worked in Jackson Heights, I had a young seminarian, a young woman who I loved like a daughter, and she was just ordained tonight at the orphanage. After we worked together, she was inspired to go live in Honduras, and she's been living there all year, and tonight she got ordained. So
that's wonderful.
It was, yeah. There was a tear in my eye.
Nice, like a proud papa.
Yeah, exactly like one.
Yeah,
which is all the more meaningful because her dad died young. So I've felt, the church can give you things that you've been missing in a lot of ways. Family and all kinds of things.
You mentioned that. Can you tell us more about specifically about your ministry in Honduras and what you did there, and
sure.
And I know you've mentioned it a few times in the podcast, but we never really drilled down into it. So what exactly did you? What was the ministry that you were performing out there? If ministry is the right word.
I lived there for a year and a half, and we made a documentary film. There was a whole film crew involved, and I was the chaplain on the grounds of Nuestras Pequeñas Rosas, which is, for 35 years, they've been taking girls off the street and that have no parents and clothing them, feeding them, educating them. They've graduated dentists and engineers and teachers, and so I was awarded a Fulbright under the Obama administration, and I went down there and I taught them poetry, which had not been done before, and then we made a film while we were doing it, and it was kind of crazy. That was the first thing I did as a priest. And then we made a book. There's a book called Counting Time Like People Count Stars, which is a collection of their poems in Spanish and English. The name of the film is Voices Beyond the Wall. The subtitle of the poem is 12 Love Poems from the Murder Capital of the World. And my ministry was teaching and was living and accompanying the girls. They had not had a man live on the grounds for many, many years. So that was also unusual. And then I left there, and the Bishop of Spain asked me to come and work in Madrid. And that I thought was going to be 1 year, and it turned into 8 or 9.
Oh, wow. Well, well, Spencer, you have certainly lived a storied life. Another thing you mentioned during our thing was you reopened a church in the midst of the pandemic, not even at the end, and you were you living in Queens during the first few days of the...
No. I came back to the States from Madrid when my mother became ill, and then I returned to the States, and then the pandemic started, and I went through the pandemic with my mother and my father, who were both in declining health. And then about 8 or 9 months into that, the Diocese of Long Island asked me to go to Jackson Heights, and I was there for 2 years. And my father died in August, and so I left Jackson Heights, and my mom's in a nursing home that is not that far from here, which is another part of the puzzle of how I come to be with you.
Okay.
Is that I'm watching over her as I think our father would want.
What was it like living in Queens, running a parish in the midst of the pandemic?
Rough. Queens is tough. Queens is is exciting, dynamic. I was in the world's most diverse neighborhood. There was 162 languages in a 25 block radius. So it was just like intense culture, language, and the parish was aided, which means that it really didn't have an endowment or resources, or it was kind of, but we did a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a ton. It was a crash course in being an American parish priest because, as you know, I was out of the country for really over 10 years. Yeah. So I was kind of unfamiliar with America. Even though I'm an American, that's a long time to be away.
Yeah.
And so the way people behaved and the way things are done in the church and liturgically, and it's all different all over the world. So it was a great place to become reacquainted with America and American customs, and made me arrive here with more confidence, probably.
What would you say the biggest culture shock was when you returned to America?
Oh, how divisive things were. People were. There's a lot of antagonisms and. America is dynamic and exciting, and there are things that happen in America that don't happen in other parts of the world. So some of it was refreshing and fun to be back amongst. And other things were a little jarring. The life goes fast here, in a way. The pace is slower in Spain.
Yeah.
It's a different mentality. I was just trying to explain this on a Zoom board meeting I'm on, but it's just a very different world.
Yeah.
They think differently. They do things differently. The expectations are different at work and in church, and it can be really humbling because you don't understand it when you arrive. So you say things that are maybe inappropriate in that culture that wouldn't be in this one, and it was a great education.
Well, Father Spencer, that's our time together.
Okay, good. I got to go home and look up that British thing now. I just said it in a sermon the other night. Isn't that funny? I can remember the whole poem and not the saying, but
Yeah.
that's life.
If we asked this of all the clergy that are on the podcast, if someone wanted to hear you preach on a Sunday, where should they go?
Well, they come right here to St. Paul's, Wickford. It's a lovely parish, and there's lovely people here. I'm very moved by the whole situation that I walked into. And we have services at 9 on Sunday. We're just reopening the 5:15 service, where we'll have more guest preachers, Tom Chappelle of Tom's Toothpaste, and all the writers. We started a spiritual refugee series with over 14 writers coming from across the country that will read at the library, and they'll be integrated into the parish life and preach as lay preachers on Saturday. But it's me and the bishop on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And you've definitely dropped a lot of, I guess we have quite the bibliography to include in our show notes for this episode. But we're very excited to.
Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you for coming over here and doing this. And if we close in prayer, I just ask prayers for you and your wife, and it's Ivy that's on here, right?
Yes.
And all the people that are coming together to make these podcasts, and for St. Paul's, this parish that has welcomed me, that it will thrive and grow and express Jesus' radical love, which is without judgment, which was my question to you, Taylor. The difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament that people used to forget. And when I came back into America to tie this all together, people were judging people so much more than I remembered, but maybe they were before. And there was a lack of mercy in the culture. And if Jesus came to do anything, it was to forgive and to not judge other people. It's not our job. It's not my job to judge people. So that's an important message, I think, and goes across all cultures, all genders, everything.
Absolutely. Once again, Father Spencer, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
We will have all of your contact information and all the books you've referenced and all the things you've been a part of in the show notes if anybody's interested, and if anybody wants to reach out and ask you any questions.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. God bless.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
They lived not only in ages past, there are hundreds of thousands still. The world is bright with the joyous saints who love to do Jesus' will. You can meet them in school or in lanes or at sea, in church or in trains or in shops or at tea. For the saints of God are just folk like me, and I mean to be one too.
Thank you for listening to Tea Time Theology, a ministry of St. John's Cathedral in Rhode Island. We would like to thank our producers, Ivy Swinsky and Taylor Wilkie. Special thanks to Moa Conde and David Hines for our music. Our sponsors, the Episcopal Diocese of Rhode Island and the Right Reverend Nicholas Knisley, as well as our guests today. Follow us at Tea Time Theology on all social medias.